Happy Memorial Day, y'all. Today is Monday, May 31st. I came on, you will have watched a video of me yesterday. My name is Bianca Renee, and I will be hosting a show on Informa America called Unsilenced. And I want to take a little time today to let you know why I became unsilenced. And I also want to take the time to thank Ariel, Jose, Marco, Paloma, Maria, Ingrid, and I think there are some others that may be coming on here as well, for giving us a platform, for bringing us together, and for finally giving Latino, Hispanic, and Mexican Americans a voice that has been unheard, a voice that has been oppressed, a voice that has been in the shadows, underneath the rocks, is what I call it. I want to tell you why I became unsilenced. First of all, I want you to know that I was born and raised a Democrat. That's right. You heard it straight from me. I was born and raised a Democrat. And 8 years ago, my mother said, we no longer aligned with a Democrat party. And she was older. Well, she's still, obviously she's older, but she was a senior. And we are 7 brothers and sisters. And we wondered why my mother would say such a thing. And I began a journey in doing Bible studies about 5 years ago. And through this process, through this extensive research, through reading, getting to know the Bible, getting to know my Lord and Savior, on top of, as well as paying attention to politics. As many of us, we've been living our own lives in suburbia, in the big city. Some of us are not in big cities, but as for me, I've been in a big city, in the suburbs actually, doing what most moms do best. PTO, HOA board, soccer boards, football leagues, you name it, I've done it. And so, anyhow, but this last election just really woke me up as a Hispanic Latina. And Trump started speaking to us. He started speaking to my family because we knew what was going on in our communities. And as a middle class, what had actually was happening to me and those around me with small businesses. Hispanics are natural entrepreneurs. We're capitalists. We are always looking for ways to make money, whether it's the maids, whether it's the cleaning people, whether it's the yardmen, whether it's, yes, Marco's infamous words, the taco trucks, it doesn't matter. Whether it's selling burritos out of their car, whether it's jewelry, as I did, I've done it all. I've sold jewelry, I've done wedding coordinations, you name it, I've done it to try to make sure I could supplement money in my household. So we are inventors, we're creators, we pioneer things. That is what we are, who we are as a culture. So one of the things is I got extremely involved is when they were talking about rigging the election, fraud, voter fraud, and all of it became, just spoke to me. And I'm all about fairness and justice. I have a degree in public justice with a minor in legal studies. I also studied strategic leadership in a master's program, and I've also studied poli-sci in a master's program. So, with that said, I am for justice, fairness, regardless of whether we like the outcome, but I am for fair and being justice being served. So with that said, I didn't want anybody stealing the election. And so that is when I got involved with my local GOP party. I researched, I found out that my precinct was unfilled and became a precinct chair. And that's when I really, really, really started to study the Republican platform. Finding out who this party really was, what it stood for, and the principles that it has in its bylaws and constitution as a party. So I was adamant about doing something. And I already had been a co-founder of Latino Trump Coalition along with 2 other women. So we were already doing our fair share in educating and spreading awareness within Hispanic communities, or any community at that matter. We were, enlisted in speaking engagements. We were participating as much as we could in any way, form, or fashion. So I would like to take the time as we reflect today on the freedoms that we have being Memorial Day. I am married to a veteran. And for those of you that don't know me yet, I have 2 brothers that are veterans. I have one currently still staff sergeant serving the Army. And I have a little brother that my heart speaks for him, because he won't speak for himself. He is a 100% disabled veteran and is in his 30s. Serving his country, he was injured. And I firsthand saw the suffering he went through his injury. And how the VA, because of its overregulation, its corruption, just the VA, how it was dysfunctional. It was dysfunctional as an organization. It was dysfunctional as any kind of administration could ever have. And for 5 years, he was treated more as a criminal than as a veteran who had served his country. That wasn't acceptable to me. So as we honor our veterans on this Memorial Day, I think of them and I speak for them. And that is why I called myself Unsilenced. So I want to leave you with this. The Texas Republican principles, which is why I align myself with the Republican Party. Because number one, God is first and foremost. They protect our Declaration of Independence. They protect and fight for our Constitution. Number two, they are very pro-life. There is no pro-choice for us. There is no, there's in the middle. I, as a woman, understand about women's rights. I get it. I understand it. I know that women don't want anybody telling them what to do with their body. But we have a commandment that is given to us in the Bible, and it says, thou shalt not murder. So pro-life is something we cannot, with man's law and with God's law. We can't say we're anything other than pro-life. I am a Catholic. Catholics are pro-life. There is just no other way. There is no other option. Our options are to educate our young, and whatever that age may be. It is to educate our young youth, women, young ladies, the value of life, and teach them abstinence, or teach them to be safe so they are never in a position to have to choose between murdering a baby or giving it life. We have to do better as a society in educating. Number three, the Republican Party fights for freedoms. The freedoms that we have: freedom of speech, freedom of religion, just the freedoms, the everyday freedoms, the fact that we can wake up in the morning and say what we want to say, do what we want to do without being completely regulated. 4, we are for limited government. That is a battle we have every day. The government's always trying to tell us what to do. That is what the Democrat Party stands for, keeping you enabled on government assistance. because they too want to take you to socialism. Look at what is happening in Venezuela. Just look at what's happening in Venezuela. That is a socialist environment. If you want the United States of America to be like Venezuela, then you might as well go to Venezuela. Go live that life. Then come back and tell me about it. But for right now, we are in the United States of America. And we will continue to fight for our freedoms and for limited government. We are individuals who should be able to think for ourselves and make choices for ourselves. Not have the government overpowering and telling us what to do every step of the way. Number 5, the Republican Party stands for personal accountability. Where in the world has that gone? We have no more personal accountability. As you see in the news now, it is chaotic. No one wants to take responsibility for what they've done. Hillary Clinton didn't even want to take responsibility for what she did. 33,000 emails. The murder of Seth Ridge. I can go on and on. The sale of uranium that she did to the Russians. No personal accountability. What she did with the Clinton Foundation. Taking millions and millions and millions of dollars from the countries that she was in. She set it up good, didn't she? She went to those countries. She met with those leaders as a State Department head, and then little Mr. Bill Clinton went in right behind her as she sealed the deal and got millions of dollars into their Clinton Foundation in return for favors. No personal accountability by any of these Democrats. I'm not saying that the Republican Party is completely perfect, because we are not. We have our divisions, we have our factions, but the reason you have those divisions and factions is because people fight for their individualism. And that is who we are as a party. It's not that we can't unite. We are strong, good-minded thinkers that can think for ourselves, which is why it seems that we're divided. But we are not completely divided. We still stand by our principles. The division is in how those principles shall play into policy and how those things should take place. Some people have better, strategies or tactics, or, they believe in certain things while others disagree with that. That's what's great about America and our Republican Party. Tradition of family, marriage between a man and wife. Now, this is a tough one for me because I have friends who are gay. And I've had this conversation with them. I can't judge you because the Bible tells me I can't. I know that it's wrong what you're doing, but I cannot judge you. You are going to live your life the way you want to live. I'm not going to tell you how to live it because you will be judged by the Creator, whatever that judgment will be. It's not my duty to judge you. So, but however, I am very clear. It is not your position, because you choose to live a lifestyle, to come and tell this government or people like me who abide by the Bible and stand with the Bible that says traditional marriage between a man and wife. It is wrong of anybody to come and tell any state or to even try to tell a church that they should marry you. You want to be in a civil union? That is up to each state. But to tell the federal government that we are to allow you to get married in a church or recognize it is wrong. It's wrong because this country was built on Christian values. And you can see those values in our Constitution. So, again, the Republican Party stands for traditional marriage, traditional families. 7, we're for freedom of educational choice. We have been fighting for this for years. I am a homeschooling mother. I chose to homeschool my kids. This is crucially important to me. Freedom of educational choice. I refuse to let any government tell me what I should be teaching my kids. I want to be the person in control of that. I want to be the one to say what I believe they need to be learning. And star testing, TOS, whatever it's been called here in the state of Texas, isn't working. We aren't producing the best educated students in the state of Texas. We just aren't. So if I want to have that choice to school my children through alternative matters or options, that is my choice as a parent. So again, the Republican Party backs that freedom of educational choice. 8 is the Second Amendment. We are to protect ourselves. We are to bear arms. That is in the Constitution, in the Declaration of Independence. It's our Second Amendment. We fight for it, the right to bear arms. Now, in Texas, we have a lot of ranchers. We have a lot of hunters. We don't need to be telling people that they cannot have guns. We are to protect ourselves if needed, and that is something that the Republican Party stands for. Number 9, they're for free enterprise. Again, talked about this earlier. We as Hispanics, me as a Hispanic, in my culture, we are entrepreneurs. That's what we do. We look for ways to make sure that we are feeding our children and that we're able to pay for their education. So, free enterprise. We should be able to buy what we want to buy, sell what we want to sell, to make a living. Number 10, their last principle, or one that's important to me, is honoring all those that protect our freedoms, police officers and military. Now, again, it's Memorial Day. We are to honor those who protect and serve us. Now, I don't know about you, but I've just laid out the Texas Republican principles 1 through 10. If there's someone out there that does not agree with any of these, doesn't agree with God, our Constitution, pro-life, limited government, personal accountability, tradition of family, freedom of educational choice, freedom in the Second Amendment to protect ourselves and bear arms, free enterprise, and to honor those who serve, which means our police officers, our military, our firefighters, our first responders. If you don't agree with that, I'm not sure you know what being American is. But it is clear to me, it is so clear to me that this is the party for Hispanics and Latinos and Mexican Americans, as well as for everybody else, because we are a very diverse party. There is a myth that the Republican Party is rich white people. Let me tell you something. That is a myth. I have been traveling through the state of Texas during my listening tour and really bringing Hispanics together. That is a myth. The Republican Party is not the party of rich white people. It is the party of the working class. It is the party of people who love God, who love pro-life, who love the freedoms that we have, who love and honor and protect those that protect us. We are that party. It is very, very clear that if you are, as me, a Catholic, and you are pro-life, you cannot align yourself with the Democrat Party who believes in pro-choice. Their DNC chairman now, national chairman, has proclaimed that anybody who wants to run on that Democrat ticket must claim they're pro-choice. So my little Catholic friends out there, if you even think that you're going to go to church, practice our faith, believe in what Catholics believe in, and then turn around and call yourself a Democrat and believe in murdering children, you're going to have to answer to God, and you're going to have to answer big. So, am I saying that we're a perfect society? No. Do I say that people are perfect people? No. People make mistakes. But get yourself together, get yourself right, get yourself knowing the Lord, start walking the different life, and get yourself involved with your local party, with your local GOP office. There is a local GOP office in every city or in every town, I guarantee you. And if there isn't, start one. These are the principles. They are very clear and concise and precise. of who we are as Americans, what we stand for, and what Donald J. Trump here has fought for us. So, I urge you again, get to know your principles. Match them up against the Democrat Party. You will see it is clearly a clear choice for all of our Hispanic communities. You just can't, by tradition, continue to vote Democrat because you've been told that that's who you are, is a Democrat. Because it's a lie. Educate yourself, know what you're doing, and always vote. I'll say it. This is crazy, but I'll say, vote your conscience. Vote for what is right. Stand up for what is right. That is, my friends, why I became Unsilenced. Because these 10 principles were clear and concise to my family about who we are as Americans. I'm a third generation American. It is clear on who I am and what I stand for and what my family will practice in this household of mine. Not that I'm telling them they don't have a choice to think any other way. But if we are going to raise our children with good values and morals, this is the party. The only party that stands for who we are and gives us the freedoms to be who we are. So, God bless you. God bless America. And I hope you're having a wonderful Memorial Day. Tune in next Monday to Unsilenced. Peace out. We will talk soon.